Let's go get him again. Elite circle, third eye open, left hand holding, right hand smoking, flow still potent. Managed to score, yet I ain't open. Was on my beach chair, yeah, I ain't folding. Pardon my hiatus. It takes time when you live in life. In my mind, I'm preparing for greatness.
Before we get to Weather Report 2, which is what most people probably are here to listen, to talk about or listen to, whatever, just kind of gonna get you guys' thoughts on some random things out there in music and what you guys are listening to, what you're not listening to, hip hop Twitter and all that. So I'll probably start with hip hop Twitter, whatever, man. Is hip hop Twitter toxic?
I wouldn't know. I mean, I everybody that I've interacted with was, they seem pretty cool. I don't really be like watching tweets like that. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Yeah, that's what I mean by I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's toxic at all, man. I think people get too worked up over the fact that people have varying opinions and people have, varying knowledge bases of the subject that they're talking about. You got to realize that when you're on Twitter, you might be talking to a 12-year-old. You might just be typing paragraphs to a 12-year-old, or you might be, typing paragraphs to somebody who only listens to cats from their region. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if it's New York, they can actually absolutely tell you about New York, but they can't tell you about nobody from Texas. They can't tell you about nobody from LA. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times, like, when I see some silly shit or shit that get people worked up, I just shake my head. It's like, man, like, whatever. Like, that person, I think that person is an idiot, but it's still their opinion. You can't really get mad at somebody, vocalize or verbalizing their opinion. Like, I don't like the fact that it's like, if somebody's saying your shit is dope, it's like, yo, I appreciate you, fam. I love it. Yo, thank you. But then when somebody say, yo, I don't rock with this, or I think it's not good, it's like, yo, you not tapped in, you stupid. If you take the accolades, you know what I'm saying, you got to take the criticism too.
How do y'all take that? Well, I'll start with this, and this is not me tooting y'all on horn, but y'all nice, so y'all don't really get that type of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? And y'all not active. Yeah. Like, I know JR ducked out quick. He's like, I wouldn't know. And me, I'm the same. I lurk and I watch and I catch it when I catch it. I'm 6 hours at best ahead of whatever is being tweeted, and I'm out. You know what I mean? I try to tap in as much so I can be, plugged in with what's happening, but I'm not there for the long, lengthy conversations because, to be honest with you, I got shit to do. you know what I mean? And that has nothing to do with music. It has nothing to do with podcasting. It's just life. And I don't have time to argue with niggas, to be honest with you. So, I say all that to say this, like, y'all don't get that, but the cats that are on there a lot, I see they engage in when motherfuckers don't like they shit. And yeah. I really be wanting to hit them offline and just be like, yo, people are not gonna like your music. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You don't have to necessarily engage with everybody that doesn't like your music, and that's my thing, or that has a varying opinion to yours. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers can love Young Thug and love fucking Ransom. We can be on both sides of the spectrums. You know what I'm saying? And people both can have valid points, but I just think that my era is better than your era, or this song is better than that. I'm like, I can't do it, man, because I listen to everything. So that's what I'm at.
You just got to realize it's a function of getting old, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I remember listening to Wu-Tang, Protect Your Neck, and I'm like, yo, I'm in heaven right now. And my mom like, cut that shit off. She ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing today. You know what I'm saying? Like we the parents now. I'm 36. You know what I'm saying? I'll be 37 this year. So it's like, I ain't tripping that, I don't rock with like what like a 22-year-old might be listening to. Like, bro, I'll be hearing that like that Detroit stuff, like Miles Bridges, he rap. And I'll be listening to it and I'll be like, yo, it's like, man, like, it's young people stuff, yo. So I categorize it as that. It's young people stuff. Like, I'm not gonna be in there like, yo, man, this shit is trash. I used to do that, but it's like now, like, especially like kind of like an elder statesman. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, we got to be about, like, you know, extending that olive branch, man, because there's a lot of youngers that just haven't been exposed to the shit that we love. And when you do expose them, they're like, yo, this shit is dope. But if you come at them like we were just talking about the approach, right?
You can't talk at them
from a stand. Exactly. If you come at them like, yo, man, y'all don't know shit about this. This is real. They're not gonna want to hear nothing you got to say, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I like just let them have their classics, their time, you know, just the same way we had our classics in our time, you know, because it's like, yo, like we think like, you know, Jay-Z and Biggie, the coldest thing walking. And then you got a cat, you know, that was coming up in the 80s. And you like, man, yo, y'all don't rock the KRS or Kool Moe Dee.
Get that
like,
all the
bro,
time.
Like,
Get that.
exactly.
I get that all the time. I get that all the time from my uncles and my older cousins and shit. Like they, you know, 47 uncles, 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they right there, but they still listen to shit. And they say certain things, and I'm like, yo, fam, certain things you gotta live through. And if I ain't lived through it, I can't feel it like you feel it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up and I came to loving hip hop in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Early 90s, I'd probably say 93 up until, and those were my formative years as far as hip hop. So as I learned to love hip hop, you're talking probably NWA on up, right? Well, MWA was in the 80s. I'd probably say that Chronic shit. Chronic is where my entry level is as far as just me knowing what the fuck they was talking about, how they was talking, and, you know, doing whatever I need to do to research credits and all that shit, digging in the, you know, get the tape, the cassettes and shit like that, reading who produced what, and being basically a nerd about all this shit. So that's my era. But if you're talking about the 80s, yeah, I know about KRS-One. Yeah, I know about Big Daddy Kane and Kool G Rap. I know about it and have respect. But do I have the same reverence for it that somebody like our man Kill that grew up in that era? He has a different respect. He was outside. He was going to the parties. He was doing all that shit. I wasn't. So I can't talk to him about certain things because he lived it. You know what I mean? You know, and that's really what it comes down to with me. So sometimes I like to listen and watch. Oh, okay. You like, okay. What was great about Kane? And I like to hear the stories. Sometimes you need to shut the fuck up. That's what I want to tell the youth. Sometimes shut the fuck up and listen, because you could learn a thing or two. You could learn a thing or two about hip hop.
And it's just like, you know, and that's facts. But like I said, it's all in the approach, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if you lead in with disrespect, why the fuck they gonna listen to anything you got to say? Like, you could be the most legit source of information that exists. But if you just came at them with, like, if they're like, yo, because like a lot of times I hear, like, you know, motherfuckers like, yo, this is an instant classic or whatever. And motherfuckers just get so mad. I'm like, yo, why y'all so mad? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you're like, oh, word, I ain't never heard nothing from Bull. Yo, put me on. If you leave like that and then you come back, it's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? This was cool. Yo, have y'all ever heard these niggas? They're gonna engage with you, man, because they curious just like we were, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you said, experiencing the music in real time is what matters the most. Like, I think the biggest example of that shit was when Dipset went against the Lox in the verses. A lot of people were saying like, yo, like Dipset got joints, and I'm like, no, they do not, because I went back and listened to Dipset, a lot of that shit that I used to love with my 36-year-old brain, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? This shit is ass. Like, what? Bro, I'm telling you, man. It's just like listening to the sounds. It's like, man. You know, like it just wasn't hidden like that.
It's lessons. It was Kiss, Styles, and Sheek been rapping from the time they came in till now. Not a bar wasted. Not a bar wasted. It lasts the test of time on what they were saying. Dipset, they went through whatever they went through, the breakups, the issues, and that shit showed. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't have a good showing, but they have great music. They just didn't perform it well or whatever. I think if they would have performed it well, it would have been a lot more closer. You know, but to your point is sometimes live it. You know what I mean? Because I just think that, man, I can't really speak on a Lil Uzi Vert. I can't speak on a ESTG. I can't speak on I'm just randomly talking about it, like a lot of the cats that, you know, my brother is like 14 years younger than me. You know what I'm saying? So we got different views of hip hop, but we talk about shit. But he was raised in a household with me and my pops. You know what I'm saying? So he was raised in the Jay-Z, he was raised in the DMX, and he was raised on lyrics. So, but he likes that shit too. You know what I'm saying? He likes Future and shit like that. So, but he puts me on this shit. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be willing to accept it. And to me, I don't think that just being lyrical should be your only claim to fame when it comes to hip hop Twitter. I just think that you got to make good music. Like, do you make good music overall? Period. Whether you can rap or not and put words together, can you make good music? If you do, cool. Let's champion that. Let's put them people to the forefront. If not, toss the other niggas aside. It's as simple as that for me.
One thing that I will push back on a little bit is I don't really like when the young cats is like, yo, like now, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're more musical and it's all about the, like, yo, niggas been doing that shit too. Like I said, bro, go listen to some Pharcyde, man. Just go and like even earlier than that, you know what I'm saying? Like all of these elements have always been a part of rap. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, these ideas are like coming back to the forefront, and you just have younger cats discovering them. And it's like, yo, when a young cat thinks about it, it's like, oh man, this is the greatest thing in the world. Cause like I think I saw a tweet the other day and it was like, yo, people don't realize the concept of like a radio station on an album. And everybody started blowing this shit up with like, you know, little brother, the listening and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And like Redman and stuff. And it's like, yo, y'all got to realize that, but this cat is 18 years old. His brain ain't even fully developed yet. Like, yo, instead of like coming at him with venom, you can school somebody respectfully. Like, yo,
go listen to this.
Dope. Yeah. Exactly.
It's the art of the put on.
Shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
I love putting niggas on. I love putting people on. I don't. Have you heard this? Like always, you know, if we put a list out there, or whatever we do when we talking about classic albums or whatever in the podcast, it's always with motherfuckers in the comments. I'm always like, yo, just what do you listen to? What do you think is a classic? You know, what do you think is something that's slept on? Oh shit, that's let me go listen to that MC8. I wasn't really, you know, digging Cali music at that time. I can admit that. I can admit who I wasn't listening to, and that's cool. Like not knowing shit about and claiming that you hip hop, it's cool. There's no way you can cover every fucking era, every different part of the US. And when we talking about just hip hop in the US, like none of us are complete connoisseurs to where we have an active knowledge of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when people put you on, just be receptive to it. It ain't no big deal.
Yeah. A lot of times you don't even gotta ask what people what they, you know, what their favorites are, because when you post yours, there's gonna be plenty of comments of people posting theirs or what they thinking and all that. So
for sure,
I see that a lot.